Hello and welcome back to the Golden Age of DC Comics, 365 days, where I am going through this well-loved, well-read coffee table book given to me by one of my best friends, about 2 decades ago, and which has been surfing my coffee tables ever since. I found it's a good excuse to talk about comic books every day, just for a few moments for the rest of the year, and I'm digging it. I hope you are too. The Golden Age of DC Comics runs between 1938 and 1955. The Silver Age between 1956 and 1970. The Bronze Age, of which I'm a Bronze Age baby, runs between 1970 and 1985. And the wiki suggests that we're still in some current age going on from 1985 to the current day. I dispute that, and I'd like to talk about that with some comic books people, please. And throw your comments in the comments section and let's start a conversation. Heck, we can even have a live stream together and debate it. Why not? Let's talk comic books like we used to do back in the comic book stores and the comic book shops. And today is April 12th, and it's this might be a quick one, as you know, sometimes they are. And here is the our art for today. This is from Detective Comics. We'll get to that in the blurb. Checking out, it's one part of a panel. This is just one part of a page. We see the skyline at night. We see shadows, but we see there are fiery letters in the night sky spelled out. Let's see what today brings. It's April the 12th. This is a story by Don Cameron, art by Dick Sprang, from Detective Comics number 108 from February of 1946. Gangsters are awestruck when Batman and Robin use the Batplane to send a message via skywriting. Up above is the motto of the Shadow, a slightly sinister hero of radio and pulp magazines who helped inspire the creation of Batman. Crime Does Not Pay was also the title of an ultra-violent comic book, published by Lev Gleason, based on true stories and often a provocation for the forces of censorship. Evidently, Batman was a fan. So let's look at this again. Let's read the narrative caption and then the dialogue. Letters of fire blazon a message to all two-legged rodents of the underworld. Crime does not pay. Gee, who doing that, Porky? I don't recognize the handwriting, but I got a sneaky suspicion it's the Batman and Robin. You like my gangster voice? I do. I should be. Scott Brick, you gotta look out. Watch your back. I'm coming for you. No, not really. But, so Batman was inspired by The Shadow, which began in 1931. It wasn't really a comic book hero, but that was more of radios and pulp magazines and collected into dime store novels. And I was really exposed to The Shadow in summer camp of 1988. I was blessed that my mom scraped and saved and sent my 15-year-old ass to summer camp for the last time. It was my last summer in summer camp before I started having to get jobs instead of summer camp. So it was like my last year as a kid, perhaps. So I went to this beautiful camp called Chop Point in Bath, Maine, and spent an incredible summer, a one whole month. And I made great friends. And of course, we tried to keep in touch as long as we could, being pen pals. And it was just nice to have bonded with other kids. But there was Muggs and Donnie, and they were my two best friends in my cabin. And they had been there the month before. Their parents had sent them for 2 months, and they had been there previous years. So they already knew each other. So I was like the new guy. And but Muggs had a footlocker full of DC comic books. Donnie had a footlocker full of Star Trek pocket books. And he also brought tapes. Muggs brought tapes of the old Shadow radio plays. And because we were in summer camp, we had to, entertain ourselves in our off time somehow. So we had all these comic books and audiobooks to enjoy. And we all kind of geeked out together. And Muggs brought along a stack of the Shadow, and it was current then. And I was turned on to Heffler and Baker's The Seven Deadly Fins, which was and it introduced me to the modern Shadow. I knew who the Shadow was in my sense of pop culture, but I really enjoyed these comics. And so this is the entire run of the DC Comics late 80s, 1987, 1988, The Shadow. And this is the third time I've bought these. This is an almost complete run. I need issue number 1 of the Howard Chaykin 4-issue miniseries. But this only lasted 19 issues with 19 issues with 2 annuals. And it ended suddenly at issue 19. And boom, it just never resolved. There was never a resolution to any of the storylines, and but it was so 1980s, and it was so well done, and it turned me on to Kyle Baker's art, which is just amazing. This use of pastels and color and just like this abstract qualities and this ultra violence too, and so yeah, love this Shadow. I love these magazines. I can get lost in the advertisements, and it just brings me back, these individual magazines. And yeah, it all began in the Golden Age, and in the Golden Age of DC Comics. And this has been just another day. Today is April 12th rather. And who are we going to check out tomorrow? We'll find out when we turn the page. You can find out tomorrow, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern U.S., when we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow. Like and subscribe if you could be so kind. And I make other content too. I'm a spiritual guy, an ordained minister. I make an amateur theologian. I make spiritual content. I talk about gratitude and spirituality. I'm also a professional chef. I share with you cooking hacks so you can make nutritious, delicious, and beautiful food for your family and loved ones at your table at home. So tune in to What's Cooking. I also make daily content about comic books. So tune in, and hopefully one day I will earn your subscription. Thank you so much for tuning in today. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.